Hello everyone and welcome. I'm John and today I'm getting ready to chop up this beautiful beast of a Syngonium Albo. And I've done this before, I made a video about propagating this, but this time I'm gonna cut it way back and I'm gonna get all of those cuttings ready to sell on my website. I've never done that before. So I wanted to document the process just for my own interest and also for people who might be interested in seeing how this is done. And especially if you do want to purchase one of these, you'll see the exact process I went through to create the plants that I have for sale. So I've had this thing for a while, got it from Gabriella Plants online, and it is now 6 feet tall. It has grown above the pole that it's on and just started flopping down again. So I'm going to cut it way back to about half size or so. And then I want to distribute because it's got a bunch of different colors. You can see there's dark green, there's yellow variegation, there's white variegation. I'm going to take all these single leaf cuttings, mix them all together so that I have a nice variety in each of the pots that I'm going to be propagating. Now from all the plants that I've propagated in the past, I've found that Syngoniums are just about the fastest rooting plants that I've ever worked with. You don't need to put them in water or perlite or any of those kind of methods. The last time I did this, I just stuck them in a nice chunky arrowwood mix, and in less than 2 weeks, there were roots out the bottom of the pot. It was really crazy, and that has since happened a couple of times pretty consistently. Now that is in my grow bin, lots of lighting, LED lighting, super high humidity. But I've learned from that I don't need to do any intermediate steps. I'm just gonna pot them up today, stick them in the bin, and I'm confident that they're all gonna root in less than a month or so. So obviously, I'm a little hesitant to chop this because it is now in like such a beautiful place. It's so tall, it sits in the corner of my room. I really love it, but I know it's gonna grow back and I do wanna have some cuttings to give to other people and to sell so I can make some money back from this plant hobby. So without further ado, I'm just gonna start cutting. Okay, so for anyone who just hasn't seen this, when you're gonna cut a Syngonium, just like any vining plant, you're gonna look for these little nodes here. Those are the aerial roots. And then you cut below that, and then this is the part that goes into the potting mix or the water or perlite or whatever you're doing. So if I cut here, and then I cut above, I'll have this nice single leaf with a piece of stem and a node, and then I'm just going to keep doing that for all of these. All right, only get one shot at this. So my plan is to cut about here, and then once I've cut those, then I'll start to just remove these upper sections of Velcro tape, garden Velcro, and then I'll just lay these out. Whoo! Look at that. Okay, still quite a beautiful plant. I left this one tall because it had 3 all white leaves in a row, so I don't think that's gonna make a very good cutting, and I'm curious to see what's gonna happen next. If it keeps getting all white, the all white leaves shrivel up and die eventually, so if that keeps happening, I'll cut it back later, but for now, I'm gonna let it do its thing. All right, so now the untangling. Right, so yeah, this part is cool. This is very cool. Okay, so some people may be wondering about the all green leaves, and I wanted to show you all green, next leaf, boom. Then all green again, and the next leaf, bam. That's what everyone wants to see. So yeah, sometimes this thing just throws out like several green leaves in a row, and then it hits you with that white variegation. Yeah, don't worry about the all green leaves. All of these have potential for variegation. So it's super random, it does its own thing. You can see the mama plant has quite a few green leaves, but then it has also all kinds of like really variegated leaves as well. So I just want to throw that in there because whether you get this from me or from someone else in the future, you may receive a pot that has some solid green leaves in it. But if it did come from an Albo, it still has a full potential to develop variegation with the next leaf or another leaf later on. So don't lose hope, but do make sure you're giving this bright enough light because it is possible for the plant to revert. All right, so now I'm going to chop these all up into single leaf cuttings and arrange them by color. and then we'll see how many of each we can get into all of the pots, because I know I want to do 4 leaves in every pot, because that'll be a nice starter plant. Whew. All right, well, wanted to know that that worked out perfectly. I have 32 cuttings here, so I can do 8 pots of 4, and by far, most of these have variegation on them. So these are all the highly variegated ones. These all have some variegation, and these are the solid green leaves, so I'll be able to spread those out very well through all of these pots. Now the other question is, what do I do with these big boys over here? Look at these guys. These were at the very top. You can see the leaves started getting big. This one started evolving to the next shape. So I gotta spread these out somehow too. Although maybe I'll save these for the giveaway. All right, check these out. These are all the highly variegated ones. Medium variegation in the middle. And then the green leaves over here. Woo! Okay, so I thought I was gonna have 8 pots of 4, but somehow I ended up with 12 pots. Some of the cuttings had 2 leaves, the tip cuttings. I couldn't separate them into single leaf cuttings. So some of these only have 3 stems, but they all have 4 leaves at least. But I have them all pretty evenly distributed with the different types and levels of variegation, and also with leaf size. Okay, so I'm gonna pot these up in my jungle mix, which has been working really well. It's potting soil, bark chunks, bark dust, perlite lava, and turface. And I also ended up with this one random stem cutting, which I'm gonna put somewhere as a surprise. Okay, here we go. All right, well, that's hilarious. So I have 1 left, and I just ran completely out of my potting mix. I gotta go make a whole new batch for this one final pot. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll see you in a bit. All right, there we go. So this is the special one. That's for the giveaway. Yeah, so I just made a huge new batch of my jungle mix, and it's gonna work well, but it's better if you can make it a week or more in advance and just keep it moist, because that really helps the bark absorb a lot more water. Since they just mixed and moistened this right now, really just getting the exterior of those bark pieces wet, they're not gonna be able to soak all the way through until they've had a chance to really absorb water for a while. Anyway, so yeah, wow, look at this. I can't believe that I have all of these and there's still this much left. This thing was a beast. I told you it was time to chop it. So now it's gonna grow up. It'll probably need to be chopped again in like 2 months. Syngoniums are crazy like that. All right, so this one is gonna be for the giveaway. Look at this thing. It is glorious. Woo! Look at this happy Syngonium family over here. Wow. So probably most of the highly variegated leaves are now gone, but look at this. There's still all this like super bright white growth in here. This thing's gonna pop out all kinds of new beautiful leaves soon. Okay, so I think that's gonna do it for this video. I'm gonna go put these in the humidity bin for a month or so until they're all rooted and ready to start shipping out. But I gotta go make some room in those bins, so I can't show you that today. These will be for sale on my website, enlightenedgardener.com, and I'll have that one that I'm doing a giveaway for over on Instagram at Enlightened Gardener. So make sure you check that out. And if you do get one of these, I really hope that you enjoy seeing the journey that it's gone through, and I hope that it grows lots of beautiful and healthy leaves for you when it gets to its new home. All right, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you consider subscribing if you have not already. Please give me a like on this video if you enjoyed the content, and please keep checking back for more plant content coming soon. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.